Eduardo, what's up, man? How you doing, brother? Okay. What's up, man? Hopefully you're doing good, bro. Hope everyone's having a great morning. There's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Otto, bro, what's up? What's up, Otto? Hope you're chilling. Anthony Flores, what's up, fam? Rise and grind. Good morning. Got my coffee, not a bang, my bad, and I'm ready to go. Yeah, bro. Yeah. Definitely. Gotta be gotta be up and at 'em. Gotta be wildin'. Gotta get this knowledge. The crypto chemist. Who's this? This is C130, bro. I just woke up, so my voice might be a little deeper. My voice definitely might be a lot deeper than it usually is. Blaspheme. C130. How are you now? I'm chilling, man. I'm chilling. I'm a little tired. I'm not gonna lie. I'm definitely a little tired right now, but I'm chilling. It's all good, guys. I wanna give you guys some of the news going out there. In the mornings on this the bangs in Bitcoin. Okay, give me 1 second. I gotta take my dog out. She's annoying me. Give me 1 second. All right, everybody, we're back. We're chilling. Had to take my dog out, so she had to go utilize the restroom. You know what I'm saying? The crypto chemist, you know me. I'm clowning. Hey, bro, if you're not clowning, you ain't being real. You gotta clown people every now and then. Let them know you're being real. You can't just, always be nice to somebody. You gotta rag on them a little bit. You gotta give them a hard time. If they really are your friend. You gotta bring them to reality. Everything is not rainbows and unicorns out there. I mean, it could be, but it wouldn't be reality. I don't know if you guys seen rainbows and unicorns. I never have. It's all good, You gotta be real with people. Andy's okay, guys. All Stars, what's up, peeps? What's up, All Stars? Glad to have you, man. Glad to have you in the chat. Great, amazing supporter. How are you not a mod yet? I'm gonna make you a mod on the YouTube. Wow, my dog is still bothering me. What the heck? Okay, let me give her some food then. I'll be right back. All right. That'll keep her busy for a little bit. Okay, there we go. All right, so the crypto chemist. You know me, I'm clowning in the Discord. Carl, hi everyone. Hey Carl. Hopefully you're having a great morning. The crypto chemist. I started trading Thursday, had a few naps. Now it's Wednesday. Yeah, trading can definitely take away some of your time for sure. Blaspheme. Long bro, LOL. You know what? I figured an easier way for you. Just call me 3M3. Why do you want me to call you that, bro? I got your name, Blaspheme. I got it. Big Blaze, morning fam. Morning, Blaze. Greg Chavez, what's up? What's up, Greg? Hopefully you're having a great, amazing time. Hopefully you get some value from the stream. Byron Chapman, morning team TTV. You guys already know it. The trading vets had to make a group out of it. You know, had to make a group out of it. Want to give you guys as much value as possible. Luis Rivera, what's good? T130, what's up, Luis? I'm having a good morning, man. About to read some of these news. All right, let's get into it. Right, let's get into it. So we have an analysis in the morning. This was put out this morning by Live Bitcoin News. Bitcoin price analysis. Bitcoin could rally if it breaks 39,000. On here, it really just highlights a few key things. So the Bitcoin price started trading in a range above 34,000 zone, above the 34,000 zone against the US dollar. And the price is now trading below the 37,000 zone, which I think we actually went above because we're now all the way up here at 37,578. So it's looking pretty good. I mean, looking like a decent bounce, but the Bitcoin price is attempting an upside break above $39,000 against the US dollar. Bitcoin must surpass $39,000 and $40,000 to start a strong upward move. For the Bitcoin price analysis, it's simply just saying that, you know, the main resistance is near the $39,000 range. There's also a major contracting triangle forming within the resistance near the $37,000 on the 4-hour chart of the Bitcoin pair. If all this happens, and you know, it just says that the price could surpass 40,000 and the next key resistance could be 45,000. This is just a little quick down and dirty like article on basic TA work. Very basic triangle, right? Everybody knows how to do this. It's just good seeing an article talking about stuff like this. Now, this may or may not happen. This may go up. This may go down, right? It's all in the cards as to what may or may not happen. But you just do not, you know, throw away the idea that this just may not happen, right? You know, it may not. Just validate the idea. It says it's on the 4-hour. Again, I know people out there, you know, we don't really like trading patterns, but patterns can be pretty useful sometimes on the macro perspective. Minimize that. That's not what I'm trying to click. So it says here that we may be forming some sort of triangle, which we are, or a wedge, or whatever the case may be. Okay, but I mean, you know, I saw this morning. It's not really that big of a deal, right? All it is, it's just going to be like how we say it. All the stops of everyone in this is inside the triangle is just going to get ran. That's all that's going to happen. So you have like people who shorted up here. And then you have people who shorted up here, who shorted up here. And then for the majority, you have a good amount of people who shorted right here and right here, right here, and right here. So like, you know, if you look at where most of the people took these long short positions at, once we start going either direction, what's going to happen is it's just the stops on either way just get ran. I mean, everyone's holding for whatever reason this long in their trades. And once the price finds a median and it consolidates and it goes either direction, let's say up, everyone loves to see Bitcoin go up, right? Then all the stops that are all right here are essentially being triggered, and it's causing the price to gain more momentum as it goes up. The same thing for the downside. When you see people who took long positions and we see where the bodies of the candles are, where these long positions began, we start kind of, you know, drawing them out a little bit. We start noticing where they're at. Well, when we start trending down, then what happens is that all these stops end up being triggered and it cascades the price even further. That's all it is. That's really all it is. So there's that. There's some good morning news. We may be breaking out of some form of consolidation. Who knows, right? It could go either way. It could go either way, but it's there. It's in the cards. It is in the cards. For the rest of the article, on the downside, $35,000 level is a decent support. The main support is forming near the 34,500 level and the triangle lower trend line. If there is a down break below 34,000 support, the price could resume its decline. Bitcoin's been going down, you know. Who cares, right? It's Bitcoin. Here's another one. Ethereum could surge above 2.7K and test 3K. For this one, it says Ethereum is stable above $2,500 support zone and the 100 hourly simple moving average against the US dollar. And the ETH is likely to rally if there is a clear break above the 2,700. Let's see what the Ethereum price is now. We're going to go ahead and pop that chart up and we are going to look at it. Let's look at the perpetual contract. Let's look at all this before all that entire crash happened. I'll close all this TA work out. We're at 2,700 right now. So we have Ethereum is trading in a positive zone above the 2,500 and 2,520 support levels. The price is now trading above 2,600 and the 100 hourly simple moving average. Ethereum is showing positive signs. Yesterday, Ethereum gained a pace above the 2,500 resistance. Ethereum broke the 2,600 resistance zone and it settled nicely above the 100 hour simple moving average. The price even traded close to $2,750 level, and a high was formed near the $2,746 level. Recently, there was a downside correction. Okay. The price tested the 2,500 support zone. It also tested fib retracement. This article, it does not get straight to it, huh? It is now rising and reclaimed the 2,600 level. There was a break above the short-term contracting triangle with resistance near 2,600 on the hourly. The pair is now facing resistance near the 2,650 level, and the first major resistance is near the 2,700. So, like the chart's pointing, it just looks like a falling wedge, and it's gonna, rise up and bump into resistance, which it very well will. I mean, it's a clear sign of resistance right here. And if they want to measure, right, like to see what channel you're in, I mean, you could do this. I wouldn't even do all this, honestly. That's too much. You would just look at the price action and understand that there's very clear resistance up here because there's people taking positions up here. And so there's people taking positions up here. They're more likely to defend this position as the price incrementally or monotonically increases to that position point, because nobody really knows who's in control until they're in control. So the price could very well retest this level, and people who took up these short positions could just add to their positions, and they could, keep adding until the price just ends up going down a little bit. And then the people down here who are in these positions can also add and defend their positions and may stabilize the price a little bit more. Just depends how it breaks out. Same thing as Bitcoin. All I see here is the same thing. Just an ascending triangle, or whatever you may want to call it. It's just an area that clearly shows you that sellers are taking up strong positions and that buyers are also taking up strong positions, and that the price may or may not break out depending on what happens. And Ethereum is very dependent on Bitcoin. So we have to see where Bitcoin is going. We have to see where Bitcoin's going to head to, because Bitcoin is it's the fastest horse in the race. It's going to be the leader of how all these coins react. It's what everything else is gauged against in the crypto space. So we have to see where that goes first. So we have to really pay close attention to how all this plays out. There's that Ethereum news. There was one that I saw before. I want to read that one. Okay. How Ethereum could power a central bank digital currency according to a Chinese government official. So Yao Qian, he's a member of the China Securities Regulatory Commission. So he's pretty much talking about how the Ethereum network could be used to power a, like let's just say the USDC, for example. The USDC is, could be something like a CBDC, but for banks. So imagine your bank having its own local form of currency, pretty much. Imagine Ethereum, how the Ethereum network has so like the Ethereum network, when it's mapped, I can't find, there's like a web chart out there. I mean, it looks something like this. So like this, like the Ethereum network, I mean, it theoretically looks like something like this when it's mapped out, all these dots and these webs connecting everything together. But all these things are all different coins. Imagine banks being able to do the same thing. They would have to plug into the Ethereum network to provide their own coins, which, I don't see why they're talking about this now, because this is already going to happen no matter what. So someone's kind of just stating the obvious, but it says here that the government officials spoke on the International Financial Forum of 2021 in Beijing. So he says the future of digital currency will certainly move towards smart money, which is Ethereum, and Ethereum has smart contracts, which is good because Ethereum is one of the only coins out there. I wouldn't really even say coins. I would say it's only protocol out there that has smart contracts, which means that they can attach contingencies to the agreements. So let's say I have to cut your grass and the grass has to be done for you to pay me. Well, you can put up a contingency on the smart contract that says it's a condition. It says you can only get your money if the grass is cut. So the money's out of my hands and it's in a smart contract. And what's going to happen is however they do it, however they want to do it, whatever they want to do to gauge whether the grass is cut or not, until that's executed, then the money will be released. So it's out of the person's hands. It's completely gone. And once the job is executed, then they get the money. Now, this is still in the works. We don't know how it's going to apply, but it's just a smart way of having money. That's why these smart contracts are so powerful, because it's not like anything anyone's seen before. You can transact real estate in this. You can do other things with the Ethereum network that you can't do with regular money. And even if you use like dollars, or you transact with, you say you're doing real estate, then you still have to you still have to worry about the legal aspect, and you still have to worry about somebody notarizing something. Ethereum takes all that away. It takes all of that away, and it's crazy that it's happening before our eyes, but Ethereum itself is going to be something very important in the future to want to have. The guy here, the official, he said, we can imagine that if the digital dollar and the digital yen were running directly in blockchain networks, which it won't, because it would be open source and the government would have to release everything they spend their money on, but such as the Ethereum network, and central banks would use their services to provide central bank digital currencies directly to users without the need for intermediaries. Exactly. Without the need for that legal aspect, without the need of somebody trying or having to look at what you're doing, because it's independent and it does not need that because it's programmed in the currency itself. Single-tier operations can enable central bank digital currencies to better benefit people without bank accounts and achieve financial inclusion. However, some people inside the government still believe that the technology that powers cryptocurrencies and smart contracts needs to mature. It is possible for a central bank digital currency to operate on Ethereum. However, Qian's comments were personal and not representative of the Chinese regulator. So it's just an opinion. Everything is an opinion. At the end of the day, until it is executed, it is an opinion. What I'm saying is an opinion. What you guys think is your opinion. Just be smart with your opinions. Put them through a little funnel. Take out the bad ones. Keep the good ones. Restudy the good ones. Put them through a funnel again. If none of them come out, grade them from best to worst. Find out best case scenario. Start from top to bottom. Whichever ones are the worst, throw them away. Keep the good ones. Look at them one more time. Make sure that you're good to go with that. And stick to it. Now, don't be ignorant and don't say that this is the right way or this is the only way to do something. But at the end of the day, understand that your opinion is just as valid as the person next to you, and that you should respect their opinion just as they should respect yours. Now, if they don't respect your opinion, that's different. Just walk away. If somebody's not respecting your opinion, just let them be. But there you guys have it. Ethereum could power CBDCs, which it will in the future, because banks will only stay alive if they plug themselves into it. Guys, hit the like button if you haven't hit the like button. That'd be awesome. Trying to get out to as many people as we can, so that way we can provide some great information. Me and Bitcoin Brad are working on that course. Once we have 500 followers on Instagram, we will pick 20 people. It's gonna be great. Even Vitalik Buterin is surprised at just how long ETH2 is taken. But before we go to that, let's see what Brad thinks. Let's get some opinions. I have Brad in the call on Zoom. Let's see what he thinks.
Shit, bro.
I know you love fucking Mandalorian.
This is the way.
This is the way.
We're gonna full start saying this is the way.
This is the way.
I'm gonna say it right now. This is the way.
This is the way. Brad. Brad, do you hear me?
Yeah.
So I was gonna say for banks and stuff. So let's you know how Ethereum has smart contracts, and you know how eventually in the future you're not gonna need a bank, like the long distant future. Do you think that banks should just start integrating now into the Ethereum network to be able to issue out their own currencies to stay in the game?
I think they are. They're just not saying anything. So banks have done this before, right? So originally when the Federal Reserve was created, and then all of these other banks were created throughout the United States and not the world, they started kind of doing their own thing in order to stay relevant and able to, keep the states afloat. That's why you have a lot of states that are, bankrupt, like my state of California, is like, basically living like the debt of the overall United States. And I think a lot of these banks are, they are doing this because, they see what's upcoming, and they need to, be able to stay relevant, because if not, they'll lose control. And, that's kind of what everything's all about, is that control.
Exactly. I remember like shooting the super early days of like when the US was coming up, like you were saying, they did have like they had coupons and stuff that you had to use to pay through the bank as a form of currency. It'd be like a medium. So like and every bank had like their own version of whatever dollars they were using. So it wouldn't make much of a difference now if they just digitize it, kind of like to bring it back to how it was. Because it's like you said, the only reason a bank would make their own currencies to hold a good amount of power in what they have.
Right. And that's really like their whole goal really is just to, to maintain that. And because if they can't maintain it, they're not really sure what they're going to do. So they're going to have to continue to try to control it so they can, continue to move forward. Because if they don't, basically what's going to happen is, if you have like if you don't continue the separation of these banks, it's gonna cause like like a huge push towards maybe socialism, or even worse, like communism or something like that. So that's kind of what what the American people want to avoid. So
exactly, and that's the thing. That's like the thing that gets me the most, is that 9 times out of 10, what American people are trying to avoid, 10 times out of 10, I can't even talk right now. 10 times out of 10, a bank is doing, or some sort of entity with power is doing that exact thing that everyone's always, trying to say that their over paranoid buddy is saying, is that someone's probably doing that when it comes to banks doing with the shicey stuff they do, like laundering money. People are like, oh no, banks don't do that. But if banks have the power to do that, and banks naturally have human beings in them, which is what we are, then why would somebody not do that? Why would somebody? I think I was hearing something about JP Morgan, like was doing something with gold. They were issuing like fake gold notes and just making a lot of money from gold that never existed. It's like, what the heck?
I mean, there's like a whole like rabbit hole you can go down for sure and find out some speculative information about all of that stuff. Really, it's just it's kind of like a unknown for us as regular people. There's no really way for us to know for sure. We can just speculate at this point, which is what we are. We're speculating. The same, like any retail trader, like I said, is a speculative trader, because we don't really know what's going to happen. We're just speculating. Whereas a lot of these big banks, they have the power to move the market. So in if you really think about it, basically they know what's going to happen because they're making it happen, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. They're doing it. They know it's happening because they're the ones that are making. They're the ones that are causing whatever they did, and whatever they did, changed the market, and that was a reaction of that action.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's the thing, is that's why I say, like, it's tough to um it's tough to it's tough to like trade forex when you don't have, any inside information, just because, the amount of the amount of information that you kind of need in order to make that happen successfully over a period of time, especially like the long term plays like a lot of these other people are doing. It's just, for me, it's just not something that I try to get into with Bitcoin or like any of the cryptos, right? Um, you have these big market makers still coming in, and all this big money still coming into play. So you're seeing a little bit what a lot of people, they call manipulation, but really what's happening is just the big money's taking over the market, and they're moving it where they want to move it based off of what they want to do. So like let's say you are going to issue a note in BTC and you're a bank, but BTC is at 40,000. Well, if you can get it down to 36,000 and then issue it, you're not gonna have to pay for as much, or as a higher price if you can push it down, and that's what people call manipulation. And I guess technically it is manipulation, but just coming from the traditional market, that's just how markets are ran, right? And so for us as retail traders, we just have to understand that. And that's what I'm trying to help you guys understand, is instead of getting frustrated about this manipulation, quotations, just learn that there's nothing that you can do about it. So just try to ride the wave with these guys a little bit, and then make your money, and then get out of the way.
You hit the nail right on the head. There's nothing you can do about it. You just gotta. It's honestly like being. It's like life. It's like life, everyday life. You can't change certain things, but you just have to learn how to benefit out of these negative things that may or may not happen in life. And by doing so, you kind of prepare. You kind of prepare for the best, expect the worst kind of scenario, and it gives you a barrier, like some room, some space for protection, because at the end of the day, you've already accepted what is going to happen. You just kind of find a way to capitalize on it and be better at what you're doing. It's like when you're working a job or you have overtime or something, and you need more money. You can't really increase the amount that you're getting, but if you work overtime, then you can increase that amount. So it's like adjusting to what's happening.
Exactly.
I think a lot of times it's really anything regulatory wise that you just have to learn. It's like taxes. It happens all the time with taxes. You have to file taxes, but people always find the best ways to get the most out of their taxes.
Well, and that's the thing, is that the government counts on you not taking advantage of it, right? Um, they they don't want you to actually dive in and take control of your taxes, because then what's going to happen is people are going to end up paying less taxes, and that's not good for anybody. Not good for the government, right? And our government, like, just accumulates so much debt every single year. But they also accumulate a lot of Bitcoin too, and they've been accumulating Bitcoin for a lot longer than people realize. So that's one thing to think about too. And that's why I talked about like the gold thing, how back in the day they said, hey, if everyone turns in their gold, they can get this or whatever. And then people still weren't turning in their gold, so then they just went and took it from everybody, right? They went like literally house to house and just took it from everybody. So that's one thing. I read like an article, I don't know how true it was, I just kind of read like the beginning of the article, but it said that something along the lines of, if people sell their Bitcoin or turn in their Bitcoin right now, they don't have to pay any tax on it. so they can take their profit right now, don't pay tax. And then, that's kind of just like for me, like a warning sign, because what's going to happen after that when, everyone's like, try F and off, I'm not turning in my Bitcoin, I'm going to need it, or any of my crypto, because I'm going to need it. Um, they have the power to just, kind of shut it down in the United States. So not everyone is going to have access to a VPN. Not everyone's going to have access to, certain things. I mean, there's still people that are trading crypto on Robinhood and then, getting screwed over because they can't get out of their positions, because Robinhood, they don't actually control any coins. They just hold them, right? Robinhood buys everything for them and they hold them and they give them the difference. But, that puts it in the control of Robinhood to be able to let you sell when you want. I know a lot of people that had Dogecoin over on Robinhood on that spike up there during Saturday Night Live. They couldn't sell their positions. And Robinhood does it on purpose because they work with the people they work with, and they block all the retail traders from selling, because they know most retail traders are holding their Doge on Robinhood, and they couldn't sell for a few hours, I think. And, that lets all the whales sell all their stuff at a higher price. You know
That
what I mean?
premium.
So
That's crazy. It's just how the whole game works.
yeah, and that's a big thing, is just understanding that, and then, not letting it frustrate you, not letting it, get to you. I mean, because there's days where I trade, the market, and you get bad news. You get a like a jobs report saying that, we have this huge unemployment rate going on, the huge debt, inflation is going up, interest rates are rising, the 10-year yield is rising. So everything's pointing to the market going down, and then the market sets an all-time high. So that's why I tell people, it's important to try to catch the news, right? But you've got to learn how to read between the lines when it comes to the news. You got to learn how to try to decipher, and that's just going to come with time. And then when you get on your charts and go to trading, don't let that news, or noise, as I like to call it, really affect your trading, because what's going to happen is you're going to read some news, and news is literally generated to help you develop a bias. And if you develop a bias and let it affect your trading, you're going to have a tough time being successful if the market's not going the way that you are biased towards. That's why I try to maintain, no bias. Cut your losers quick, let your winners win. And just try to focus on the chart in front of you. That's why, a lot of these like multi-time frames, people are like rocking like the 3 minute, the 12 minute, the 18 minute, the 24 minute, the 38 minute. Like, there's a lot going on there, and it's hard, as a human being, to understand all of that, or to continuously follow all of that. That's why people, created algos to follow on these shorter time frames and scalp off these shorter time frames, because the execution level of human compared to execution level of computer is just, it's nowhere near. So, that's just one thing you want to try to, I mean, at least in my opinion, there is successful traders that scalp on the 1 minute. But it's not in my experience, is not as consistent as just, sticking with trading what, I guess.
Yeah, especially a machine, like an algorithm that is able to decipher and just find the data for what it is, aside from any emotion. It just says, okay, this is where, this is what the algorithm programmed me to do. This is how I'm going to follow it. I'm going to execute it. And it's not sitting there thinking about, oh, I might be down 10%. It's just, okay, cut your losses, done. The algo just does it no matter what. And it's like you said, Brad, like follow your trade plan. And if you follow your trade plan and you try to stay away from your emotions and trade with a plan, then it becomes a lot easier, because you're not what ifing anything, and you're not thinking to yourself. It's just not disrupting your decision-making process.
Right.
That's what it is at the end of the day. Trading is just one big giant decision-making process on how you feel like you should execute it. Guys, we only have 2 more articles. I'm honestly not going to read this too much. It just says that even Vitalik Buterin is surprised at just how long ETH2 is taking. It's just, it's of no surprise. It's just going to take a while. because especially if he's saying it too, because Ethereum is a big project. Ethereum is a huge project, and what it should be worth at the moment is kind of really not. It's a very big speculative thing. It's an unfinished product, and we're years away from actually having the implication of this product reach its realized value. So it may be worth 2,700 now, but we still don't know if that's overvalued for where the current stages of Ethereum is. Ethereum 2.0 could be way better, but for what Ethereum is and its application, you have to ask yourself, is it really worth 2,700? That's the main question. I mean, Ethereum went to 4,500 and then just came straight back down to like 2.3. So again, guys, Ethereum is a great project. Just be careful with how you invest in it. If you're trading price action, no need to worry about these moves and all this stuff. You can always make money depending on where it's going, but you got to be careful because Ethereum is working on changing the entire world of finance as we know it. They're working on sharding, and we can get into a whole nother subject as to what sharding is, but they are just trying to run all these nodes in parallel and trying to do all this stuff. They're getting rid of miners. It's going to be insane. So just be very careful. I do see a big price spike coming soon around like the London upgrade, which is like July, but just exercise caution whenever you're investing because that just could not play out and you could just lose all your money. So never invest any money that you're not afraid to lose, or have a good risk or reward ratio. Or even if you're holding long term, you can still set stop losses on these exchanges. Just be like, Ethereum is at 2.5K now. If it goes below 1.5K, I'll get stopped out. At least I'll get stopped out by a good amount, but at least I preserve the majority of my capital at the end of the day. At least you can go home and at least spend some of that money instead of not being able to spend any of it.
We just filled a single prints, dude.
Yeah, I saw that on B.
Yep. So like 1 or 2 more ticks left to get to that top, but yeah. So dude, I'm getting like messages and shit like that, like people want classes and stuff like that. So also we need to like clean up the Discord too, and have like some more like resources and stuff posted into the fucking thing so people can navigate it and get like good information and shit like that, or at least have access to like places for good information.
I'm gonna let them talk about that. Where is the heck? Oh, there we go. Okay. Okay, so Cardano price prediction, ADA on the brink of explosive move to 2.4. Cardano seems to be in an ascending wedge. And the breakout projection, they say, maybe a 34% increase. Good news in the crypto space. It seems like the general consensus is honestly bullish. It's honestly bullish. Let me read some questions. So you know what, guys? I'm not even going to read this all too much either. It's really just basic TA. It's an ascending triangle. They measured it right here from top to bottom. So this is how they measure these this is how they measure. Oh, let's put ADA. So they find the price action and they find out where it is. Let's just go to the 4 hour. They go to where the price action is. They draw a line. So obviously right here. And then they draw another line. So for this one, it would be like this. Connecting as many points as possible. That's what I would try to do, in my opinion. Try not to cut through a good amount of that price action. Take that, drag it over, boom, ascending triangle. Take a measurement tool or grab a little trend line, put it right here and drag it down to the bottom of the triangle. Then put it towards the breakout point, which should be somewhere over here. And it just says that the price should be at $2.53. That's what this says. If we break out, we should hit 2.53. Not guaranteed, but this is what this says as well. It just says that the price could go to 2.4, which is about the same thing. So, just be very careful. We're hitting a consolidation. Stops will get ran, and the price will just shoot up. That's all that's going to happen. So, Bitcoin's doing it, though. I'll tell you that much. So let's go. Let's go into some Q&A to answer some questions.
Oh,
Hello?
okay. I had it. I guess I had that zoom off, but I like the zoom thing.
Do you hear me, Brad?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay. And James, do you guys want to run some Q&A real quick? We can answer some questions and then we can call the stream a wrap.
Sure.
Anthony Flores at 710. I didn't see his question, or it wasn't really a question. He said, "What's good, Brad? Glad to see you in the house."
What's up, man?
Rostam H says, "Will gas fees be lowered?" Yeah, when the London upgrade comes up, Rasta, they will get rid of the miners. Miners will no longer have a saying in what the gas fees should be worth, and they're going to have a bot included into the Ethereum network that is going to automatically find the lowest gas rate possible, and will also burn the gas fee.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, you know, it's just one of those things that they just should have done from the beginning. Okay, guys, can you explain how you use CoinMarketCap when you get the chance? Yeah, there really isn't too much of a way to use CoinMarketCap. You kind of just pop it up, and it just tells you the market cap of coins. This is really just if you want to get like a quick snapshot of the crypto market. But this is mainly used for more long-term holders when they look at the market cap or when they look at the circulating supply. It just tells you how much of a coin is out there. That's its own like separate thing in itself. But we can get into that some other time. Eric, just remind me in the future. JD Daniels, proof of stake is a literal recreation of the corrupt central bank because obviously doesn't mean it's good. China has had a CBDC for a long time, and the U.S. pilot project is underway. Yeah, I mean, proof of stake for Ethereum isn't a bad thing, JD. I don't know if that's what you mean. Because you said it's a recreation of the corrupt central banks. The banks control the money that they're using. When it comes to proof of stake, the stakeholders control the what happens to the money. That's all it is. So the stakeholders are the validators, which are rewarded for participating in the network for holding a stake in the network. So essentially, when you have 32 Ethereum and they stop mining it, you're going to be one of the few people that will ever have 32 Ethereum in the world. And as it becomes more rare in the future, you're essentially your own bank if you think about it, because that nobody will ever be able to recreate Ethereum besides the people who have Ethereum that are going to get paid back in rewards for staking their Ethereum. You can use that money to start up a project in the future, which will be worth a lot of money. You can have you're pretty much your own spot on that blockchain to start your own project, your own reserved area, because you're not going to have to go out there and transfer whatever you have into Ethereum to be able, which will be ridiculously overpriced, to be able to start your project on there. People will be going to you because you can provide them with that liquidity for that particular network that you're going to be running. It's like building something on top of Amazon. It's like getting a spot early. U.S. has passed regulation to allow them to hold crypto. Give them some time. Bank will offer high yield savings again. Yeah, I can see that. It's just going to take time to like see banks offer it on their own exchanges and stuff. It's just a long way. They don't want it to be transparent. The crypto market makes everything transparent. You can see where money goes and where it's from. That's what they fear. Yeah, that is a fact. Hey, Brad, All-Star said, if you can't win, join them.
Yeah.
If you can't beat them, join them.
No point to try to beat the market makers. It's just not going to happen.
Ryan Phillips says, crying about market manipulations like crying about the grass being green.
Exactly.
And then All-Star says, that water being wet.
Is water wet?
Dude, that's a whole thing, dude. People be trying to break that down.
I love this. I love these people. These are the best people.
I know. Aaron W says, good morning, guys. This all makes absolute sense. Yeah, try to keep it simple. Most of the stuff is simple. It's just people like to use fancy words and overcomplicate it. Rasta Marge says, isn't it that people commit to them to pay more for them to invest and make you interest, but that gives them all client spots and they move the market by seeing where they get more? Yeah, it's definitely a business model in itself. Alsar says, smart money makes money because they don't pay taxes. You pay tax. They take your money and make you pay tax for them also. Yeah, talk about a crooked system, right? My country is auctioning seized, tainted BTC to the public, literally brainless, and they want me to pay taxes. Yeah, no, thank you. You just gotta be like, no, thank you, I'm good. All Star says C130. Remember Robert Kiyosaki? Think he might be some kind of a finance teacher that you would have liked in school. Yeah, he's actually one of the few people that got me started into investing. Robert Kiyosaki. You know Robert Kiyosaki, right, Brad?
Yeah, I do.
He's like one of the first people that got me into like shifting my mindset, the whole rich dad, poor dad mindset thing.
Have you read that book?
Yeah, it was good, dude. It just like it gets you going. It's like it's always another side for somebody to always say that something is never gonna go good. Always.
Right.
Which,
Yeah, that's a good book.
Yeah, I like that book. How to win? Rastamart says how to win a losing trade. Smiley face. What do you say, Brad? Just cut it.
How to win losing trades? Yeah, that's our boy Midnight.
Aaron W. There's a new story in PA of possible recent gold find where the FBI came in, removed something in quotations from the site these people were digging in. Shady. That is pretty shady. It's kind of screwed up how the government has rights to do that. Rasta says, do you know PVCR candles? I do not. Do you know, Brad? I don't know PVCR.
What's it called?
PVCR.
PVCR.
It says tick volume candles and their usefulness.
Yeah, I do use tick volume candles on the ES and the NASDAQ and sometimes some range, but it just depends on, I mean, with the way that crypto trades, it'd be tough because a lot of people aren't buying a whole coin at a time. So unless they aggregated it into one buy total, it would be tough to, kind of really see all that.
JD Daniel says, sorry, man, that's a facepalm. If a small percentage of individuals have the ability to manipulate, they will. Read the history books. Proof of stake is really, really bad. It's a good thing for the long-term BTC, though. Honestly, JD, like, I've had this discussion with somebody before, and none of us are going to change each other's opinions. But I will tell you what, though. The miners are already manipulating the entire Ethereum space, and they're getting paid for siphoning their own capital through the mining rigs. So you have to understand that the way that investing in Ethereum is, it's completely asymmetric for rich people. So let's say you, right? Or not even you, because I don't know you. Let's say, Josh, whoever Josh is. I don't know a Josh, but let's say Josh. He's a hardworking middle-class citizen, works really hard. He wants to make more money, and he wants to invest. He only is able to save $10K a year. He works for 2 years, has $20K. And then you have Bill. And Bill, nobody knows what Bill does, but he brings in, more than a 6-figure income, way more than a 7-figure income for his company. And he makes a lot of money, just a lot of money. Now, when Bill wants to invest and become rich and wants to mine Ethereum, well, he can't do that. Why? Because you need to buy these rigs. And these rigs are directly correlated to the amount of capital you put in them because they are going to have that much power to produce that many Ethereums. But Bill has over $1 million. He wants to start his own mining farm. He is controlling whatever said percentage of the network by having those mining rigs. And he has extra capital that he can put through his own mining rig and rig the entire auction system to be able to artificially increase the price of what Ethereum is going to be transacted for. So the more money you have, the more richer, the richer you become, which is unfair. So the system is going from that to, oh, hey, buy 32 ETH and you'll be a validator. And if you look at it, the people are the validator. Now, I mean, the thing is that what system do we have now that's better than what that could be? Because it's not the US, it's not the US currency, it's not any other currency. It's just like, at what point is what's happening now worse than what already exists? That's kind of like the question. Not saying that anybody's opinion is worth more or less. I just like having these conversations because it's really good to exchange thoughts. You have to provoke your own thoughts, honestly. And, you kind of have to like find ways to just go against your own belief because If you believe yourself too much, you're gonna lose hard. Do you have an opinion on that, Brad, on how like Ethereum is gonna go from proof of work, which is using miners that validate transactions, to proof of stake, which is going to, you know, people who own Ethereum and have a stake in the network? Or how do you see it?
I mean, it really just depends on, you know, how they adopt it. To me,
Yeah.
you know, I think it already has some value, and with Ethereum, at least, like the staking, um, you know, I like that, you know, I like the idea of it. The only thing is that with the basically non-regulation of something like that. So basically, when you put money in a bank, right, they spend it, right? They put it, you know, they do whatever they want with it. They invest it, they spend it, they put it on whatever they feel like putting it on, right? That's just how the bank works. So they don't have your money. Um, so let's say that, you know, that's what these people that are staking, that's what they're doing. Not let's say, but that is what they're doing with your Ethereum that you're staking, or any of the coins that you're staking, right? And so because they're not regulated, if, you know, if you were to come back and they were just to tell you, okay, hey, here's your Ethereum back, but you didn't make any money on it, even though you gave it to them for 6 months, a year, whatever you gave it to them for. Basically, it's like having a savings account now, because, you know, when you used to have a savings account back in the day with the bank, you'd actually get some money back for keeping some money in your savings account, which is why a lot of younger people, you know, don't even carry a savings account now, because there's no point, because they don't get anything from it.
Yeah.
So what's the point of putting money in an account if they're not going to give you anything back for it? You know what I mean? And so that's one thing with the regulations, is they could, you know, they could just give you your Ethereum back and you could get nothing back. So I don't know. It's just, it's interesting for sure. It's definitely something that you want to pay attention to, because I mean, it definitely can happen, you know, and it'll be like, you know, on some of the shadier places to stake, right? Because there's a lot of new, at first there was only like one or two places where you could stake ETH, and now you can stake it like all over the place. So, you know, with that, and, you know, you already know that a lot of these crypto places are scamming people. They posted it, right, that they scammed people on that Shiba coin or something like that.
Oh yeah.
You know, so it would just be something to be cautious of, right? Especially because if you're not holding your ETH and you've staked it, you can't really do anything with it. You know, it'd be unfortunate to let it sit somewhere for so long and not gain anything from it, besides, like, you know, the overall movement of it. Because the whole point of staking it is to get that extra money.
I agree.
With DARPA for years, we all like it freed us from Hexhunk. Yeah.
I agree 100%.
All right, but I gotta take off. I gotta jump into a meeting. But, you know, great to see you guys. We'll try to stream maybe this afternoon, like around 1 o'clock or something. If C130 is free.
For sure.
And that's it. You know, remember to manage your risk and stick to your trade plan.
All right, Brad. I'm glad to have your opinion on things, man. Take it easy, brother.
All right, yeah. Thanks for having me on.
No problem. Later, man.
Bye.
That was Brad, guys. JD Daniels, hit me up on Discord, man. I would love to exchange more thoughts with you, man. I love I love a healthy discussion. I love a healthy discussion. I am not the kind of person to be upset or mad at what anybody has to say in the chat. It's really good to test your own thoughts and your own opinions against other people who also have their own thoughts and their own opinions. And you know, JD Daniels in the chat may say something that I'm just like, oh, okay, that makes a lot of sense. You know, I'm wrong. Like, wow, like what you said makes a lot of sense. Because I'm not going to be too biased towards my own opinion. It's just what I believe may be right, but what he says may also be right. Guys, I don't really have too much. I don't have much else. I'm going to tell Brad about that book. Who was it? Somebody brought it up in the chat. Eduardo. Yeah, I'll tell Brad about the book. I'm going to copy your message and paste it in the Discord for him to see. Here, I'm going to send it to Brad. That way he knows that you were talking to him. There is, let me see, Brad, there's a good and bad thing about it. If you take Wax Network, like example, you can see problems sharing resources. True. Crypto chemists, seashells were used once. Yeah. JD Daniels, the biggest contributor who worked for stakes, recent big item of crypto. Yeah, the crypto chemist is smart, man. Yeah, you know a lot about smart contracts. Yeah, definitely, dude. Definitely. I mean, guys, if you haven't hit the like, please hit the like so we can destroy the algorithm. I'm trying to do this as a daily thing at 6:30. We just get together and, you know, the folks who got to go to work and stuff, or the people that want to get their daily dose of news, we can just get together and just talk. That way you guys don't have to be in for the trading streams if you don't want to. If you want more fundamentals, more news, more long-term approach, just hang out in here. But I don't know. If you guys don't hit the like, that's fine. It gauges me and lets me know if what I'm putting out is good. So just if you guys are enjoying the content, hit the like button. If you are not enjoying it, hit the thumbs down button. It lets me know if I gotta get better at what I'm doing. But overall, guys, it was a great time talking to you guys, getting to exchange some thoughts, especially with JD Daniels, smart guy, smart individual. Really appreciate your counter approach to things and how you validate your opinion. You think very highly of your opinion, and that's a good thing. It's a very good thing. Again, guys, you guys have a great day. Take it easy. We will be back on at 7:30 Pacific time, and we're going to be going over trading stuff. So you guys take it easy. You guys have a great day and enjoy